Firstly, I just want to say thank you very much for having me. And of course, despite everything that is going on and not being able to meet in person, it's actually really nice for me to be able to attend this, because obviously normally I probably wouldn't be able to, just because being from the UK, but virtually does mean that I'm able to, which is really, really lovely. So I wrote a little bit about what our perspective, my perspective more specifically about the book is. And I think this book and the arrival of Christine's initial email into my inbox is and was incredibly timely. As kind of previously discussed, in light of COVID, it's widely known that many people have found themselves in increasingly unsafe situations. And for those that have managed to leave those circumstances, the world that they were entering was really, really different in many different ways. And the standard support networks and roads to recovery weren't always necessarily accessible. And a part of my job as editor is finding what we kind of internally call hot topics or key emerging areas which people are looking for resources or books on, whether that's clinicians or whether that is the general public. And I work on a really unique list at Routledge in that I'm really fortunate that I can work on more trade titles. So I don't just have to work with kind of books that are just for clinicians. So I was on Twitter, I was on Instagram, I was doing all the social media things that I was trying to find just the right author to write such a book. And really what I wanted was a book that did provide survivors with the tools to help them heal and build meaningful relationships after trauma. And it was as if the universe knew, and this email came in my inbox from Christine. And what was, also Christine made my life as an editor incredibly easy. When it arrived, Christine had such a clear idea of what she wanted the book to look like. And in that way, it was an absolute joy to work with your ideas and to make it a really collaborative experience. The interweaving of the personal stories along with the professional aspect is really what makes this book stand out from a publisher's perspective and what makes it incredible to kind of put out into the market, because there truly wasn't anything like it. What I mostly did when the book came in, obviously we, tinkered a bit with it, made it all nice and polished, made sure it was lovely and inclusive for everybody, that the case studies and the exercises and the practical guidance that's provided spoke to both the general audience that I mentioned as well as a clinician. And that was really, really enjoyable. And even before, like we were briefly talking before the call, but one of the main things I really enjoy as part of the publisher experience is the design aspect and the stylizing of the text. And it was, I can speak on behalf of our production team and our design team. It was one of the books that everyone was talking about. Everyone wanted the cover to look absolutely beautiful. And I think that's what we did. I think we really wanted the cover to kind of represent, a rising of beauty from sometimes an unseeming place. And I think it was truly captured. There's not really a book, I think, that I've read in a long time that's as honest and as accessible to survivors on the market. And I continue to be absolutely thrilled to work with Christine on any future books you ever want to write, and most specifically this one, because it's so immensely important. And yeah, it's been absolutely lovely working with you. So thank you very much for having me and continuing to work with me. And yeah, we are thrilled at Routledge with how the book is doing. And if anyone ever has any questions about it, feel free to message me as well.